Welcome to DIY with Diamond Tack Co. In this video, we're going to run through everything you need to know about a 4-strand flat braid. I know we've kind of touched on this braid in a couple other videos, but I really want to make sure we go from start to finish here, because as soon as you get down a 4-strand flat braid, you can use that to build up a 6-strand flat braid, an 8-strand flat braid. You can go on forever. So to start this braid, I'm going to take that far right strand and I'm going to move to the left, going under, over, under. Now for the next step, I'm going to move that new far right strand, again, under, over. Now we have our 4 strands kind of split naturally into 2 groups of 2. Now at this point with this specific braid, it does not matter which side you start with. So I'm going to go back to that right side and go under again. Now when I finally move over to the left side, I'm going to start by going over and then under and then over. The only thing you have to pay attention to when you're doing this braid is which side did I start by going over and which side did I start by going under. And you can start with either side. Here in this next example, you'll see I do it opposite. So now that we know the pattern to this braid, we're going to start this braid in the middle of our rope. I don't know the technical term for this, but it's such a valuable skill in tack making. So we're going to start with 2 strands cut at the desired length and we're going to double them over, finding the center. We'll clip that off and then we'll jump right into our braid pattern. Here I'm taking the far right strand, moving to the left. I'm going over, under, over. Then again, I'll take my new far right strand and I'll go over, under. One more time with that far right strand going over, and then I'll take my far left strand and I'll go under, over. Now we need to pull our slack. So you'll see in the central part of that braid, I'm going to take my thumb and my index finger and I'm going to hold them very loosely there. From there, I'll just pull my tails as evenly as I can. The thumb and the index finger position is kind of just to make sure our braid doesn't completely collapse in on itself. We don't want to hold it so tight that it's not allowing the strands to move through them, but we don't want to hold it so loose that the braid is completely deforming. So at this point, we've pulled our slack. It doesn't need to be completely snug, but we do need to jump back in there and do a couple more passes of our over-under pattern. 2 to 3 passes on either side works great, and then we're going to jump right back into pulling our slack out. Now this time, we want to make sure all of the loose rope is pulled through. After we've pulled all of our slack through, we should have this nice flat piece of rope. And again, the tighter you pull your slack here, the longer and the nicer this is going to hold up in the long run. And we don't have to worry about burning this end. This side is good to go. So now we're going to move into burning the ends. So for this section, you're going to notice my 2 purple strands are the ones that are crossing in the center. I also want you to notice that little diamond shape between the 2 purple and the 2 pink strands in the center. So for this section, I'm taking the purple strand that goes under and I'm going to loop it back over the other purple strand and through that diamond shape. And I'm just going to pull the slack on all my strands here. From here, you're just going to cut and burn them as you normally would. Just remember when you're burning these pieces down, we're not actually trying to catch them on fire or get them to a blackened crisp. We're really just trying to get them to boil over so they kind of merge with the other strands around them. Now you can stop here if you want to, but we're going to take it a step further and we're going to make this into a nice pointed sealed end. So to do this, we're going to work with that last 1 inch of rope and we're going to cut the edges off into a nice pointed triangle shape. It is easier to do this one side at a time, but if you're feeling a little risky, by all means, cut both at the same time. From here, we're just going to melt one side at a time very lightly. So the only catch to this technique is that we are going to need a surface that we can lay melted pieces of rope into and we can press them down without worrying about them getting stuck to it. A piece of wood or an old cutting board would work great for this. But as long as you have a proper surface, all you need to do is press and roll, and you should end up with something like this. Understanding this technique is going to be super helpful for when we're working with Conway buckles or roller buckles or center bar buckles in our future projects. But that is all we have for this video, so if you guys enjoyed it or found it useful, don't forget to like, subscribe, or maybe share with a friend. And don't forget to check us out at diamondtackco.com. Happy braiding!